This is Creator Lohem, Yahweh Gahd Elohim. This message is about these United States. I am Gahd Yahweh Elohim of the 1776 Declaration of Independence. And we will speak about envy, which is a word placed in either everything or relevancy. I am evil Lohem, mean name, love Elohim. I am the creation of hatred, love Elohim. I am offensive, love Elohim. Therefore my name became Yahweh. In 1604, me, Gahd Yahweh Elohim, I did direct the Hebrew Israelites who wrote the first English dictionary in heaven. 1604. Eventually they wrote the first Bible, 1611, on planet Venus in heaven. This is Venus, the planet of love, Elohim, my creation, Yahweh Elohim. In 1611, the Hebrew writers that wrote the Old Testament, they gave me their signature, me, Yahweh Elohim, and I gave them a new soul. Some of those who wrote Old Testament books of the Bible, they did write some of the New Testament of the Bible also. And then my name, King, Yahweh Gahd Elohim, was placed on the front of the 1611 King Bible of the Hebrew Israelites, actually, and the nation and the kingdom of Israel with me, Yahweh Elohim. Then I did the Maryland Toleration Act, starting these United States, and eventually I gave Amerigo Vespucci, since no one knows the God of Italy. Amerigo Vespucci became my servant, Yahweh Elohim, instead of Israel. Then eventually I went and created Athens, Greece, Corinth, me, King Kori Lohem, Yahweh Gahd Elohim, the creator of Athens, Greece, Corinth, of which the Bible had written the book of 1st and 2nd Corinthians. And on planet Venus in heaven, there had been no Christians. They were only called Kori people, the Corinthians. Then I went and rejoined the King of Kings and Lord of Lords around the 1700s. They were near the Caribbean or Caribbean, the Jamaica or Cayman Islands or Barbados area. And as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, I started my narratives with William Shakespeare, I am who I am, Yahweh, and I will be who I will be, Gahd Elohim. Hey Yah, so on. And to be or not to be, my name is Hey Yah. It was Shakespeare. I eventually started working on my book, The Titanic, and I was working on trigonometry and calculus. At the time that I was writing my new chapter of the book, The Titanic, around 1722, and with my boats just always working on time travel, I did discover time travel with trigonometry and calculus. There I sent the name Felix Hoffman, where I started working on engines with the Mercedes company, and I developed a flugelhorn. And we started the United States War of 1812. Before that time, I joined Ariel, who was an angel in heaven on planet Venus in heaven, and we did a 1776 tour to start these United States of me, Yahweh Gahd Elohim, creator of George Washington, me, Enosh, E-N-O-S-H, Yahweh Gahd Elohim, where my name E-N-O-S-H is placed with the name George Washington. And English is my name, declared independent of the Bible. Hebrew, Latin, and Greek. English is declared independent, and it's also placed in the 1776 Declaration of Independence, of which Ariel did help me, Uriel, Yahweh Elohim. Eventually, the book of the Apocalypse was the last book of the Bible, called the Book of Revelations, prophesied war in heaven, and we had the United States War of 1812 with me, Ariel and Uriel, Yahweh Elohim. And so we fulfilled the Bible prophecy of the war in heaven, the last book of the Bible, the book of Revelations. There I started my ghostwriters, where the Christian names of the Bible were placed in the founding fathers that found the founding father pennies. And I began putting my name Uriel with my name Ulysses S. Grant. I put my name Harry Truman, that I am the way, the truth, and the life. And eventually I did my name Lord God with my name Frederick Douglass, Yahweh Elohim. And I created the federal and federal governments, of which federal is for English speakers and federal is for those with unalienable rights. Eventually I gave Abraham Lincoln for the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that died on Mount Zion, and I created a penny and a $5. And you can have faith in the God of Isaac. And they did the Emancipation Proclamation. I released some of the slaves after that time, and then I had already started with George Washington Carver and Booker T. Washington with my name, Enosh, George Washington, Creator, God, Enosh, Yahweh Elohim, Creator of the English language. And then we finished World War I, and I did see Ariel again. And we finished World War I, and the Harlem Renaissance became very famous, and they started wearing these Christian ties, and then the Great Depression happened, so they needed me, Calvin Trice Murphy, Lohem, the prophet from Bethlehem, still me, Yahweh Elohim. That Bethlehem is still written in our Bible, but we never had a Jerusalem on our planet Earth. At that time, I sent my name Roosevelt with my name Love, spelled with Roosevelt. I sent Herbert Hoover, H2O, that I'm the creator of water, Yahweh God Elohim. And I eventually sent Lord Eisenhower, so you can still worship H2O, but not worship two-letter O's, two-letter H's. Thank you. Hydrogen atoms. Thank you. I created, in 1938, me, Calvin Trice Murphy, Lohem, Yahweh Elohim. I created legislation for the banking system in 1938. The Grant of Discovery and the Smithsonian Institute Museum of Artifacts, which I gave the first manuals for these video cameras and audio recorders. I gave textbooks, dictionaries. I gave the Book and Rancher, A Course in Miracles, all in 1938. Grant of Discovery was to start science, and I did create funding for science. I created a zillion symbols that I created the first $1 zillion in Bank of America in 1938. Me, Calvin Trice Murphy, Yahweh Elohim. And I also created the second $1 zillion in Wells Fargo in 1938. There was nothing called the United States of America, only these United States. I had already did the Buddy Bolden Orchestra of ISAAC SMITH, the richest man in these United States. And the Buddy Bolden Orchestra sent the Sun Ra Orchestra, eventually which Ludwig van Beethoven was one of my ghostwriters. I also sent my name Grant Green with Grant of Discovery, and my name Wes Montgomery, that I had to go from Birmingham, Alabama to Los Angeles, California, for my Bank of America was only in Birmingham in 1938, and I sent In-N-Out Burgers for my California chain of Wells Fargo's that I was creating in 1938. Me, Calvin Trice Murphy, Yahweh Elohim, who gave you Murphy's Law. Calvin Trice Davies is myself. I gave you Visa and MasterCard's logos. That my name is Logo Circle 7, Love to Christ, Lohem, Yahweh Elohim. I also gave you Johnson & Johnson products. That my name is Calvin Trice Johnson, Yahweh Elohim. I gave you the Jackson 5, not Andrew Jackson, a Christian Bible name that the people died for with the Spanish conquistadors or Christian crusades, of which I did become the God of Atlantis, me, Atlas God, Yahweh Elohim. Right after the United States War of 1812, I was recorded, given the first English and Spanish translations of the Bible with atlases and maps inside of them with my name, Atlas God, Yahweh Elohim. That if you spelled Espanol with dictionaries, it would spell eternal pain. That's a bad prophecy. And my name is already Yoel, which means that Yahweh is God Elohim already, myself, Enosh. After I did that, I became the first sperm donor scientifically at Grant of Discovery around 1943 or 44 in Birmingham, Alabama. My name, Baby No, Yahweh Elohim. And then I became the Lord of Hope after the World Bank had started, and obviously right after World War II, and they started the Pledge of Allegiance with my name, EYE, Enosh Yahweh Elohim. I pledge allegiance. So I returned in 1953 as the Lord of Hope, me, Yahweh God Elohim, to Birmingham, Alabama. And some of the lords at that time rejected me, and so they should rest in peace. And then the Vietnam War started. They were arguing about my money, and they wanted my part of my banking system, Grant of Discovery, but they started worshiping churches and things of that nature. So in 1962, I enlisted in the Vietnam War in Echo Park, me, Yahweh Elohim. The Hebrew Israelites were staying in Echo Park in 1962. There we had the gods of love versus the Lord, actually. That my name is the Lord, and all the gods of love died except me. I am the God of love, Christ, Lohem, Yahweh Elohim, who left Melrose Avenue for you. Then in 1968, I went to find the devil from the Urantia book named Caligastia. I did kill him on top of the Getty Museum near Sunset and Sepulveda Boulevard in Mountain Gate area, where I left my estate up there, my palace, at the top of the hillside up there. That was around 1971. And then I went back to Bethlehem still to check on my peoples from the earth on planet Venus in heaven, me, Yahweh God Elohim. I returned to the United States of America July 4th, 1976. I returned to Los Angeles, California, very epic Friday that weekend, to check on my Wells Fargo. From these United States in 1938 that did not have my name of America on it in 1976. I had also given my name Isaac Corey Smith, Yahweh God Elohim, of science, that my acronyms of ICS will be placed with physics, audio physics, astrophysics, economics, and things of that nature, where the last three letters of ICS is for Isaac Corey Smith, Yahweh God Enosh Elohim I am, creator of the English alphabet system and the English language. I did do that April 29th, 1979. I only had 40 years for your world with my book of Psalm 95 to give me my money. And your world did not do that at David Broadman Memorial Hospital, October 3rd, 1978. You created a fake California identification card. I thought you'd give my money. So April 29th, 1979, my new Hubble telescope did record that everybody died in one night after the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Seattle Supersonics on my television. It was April 28th, 1979. So I created this new planet, Venus, the planet of love, Elohim, me, Yahweh God Elohim. And July 4th, 1979, I declared my independence once again. My planet, Venus, the planet of love, Elohim, is registered in 1938 Granite Discovery and banking system of these United States. I did complete that, and I did allow some of the angels to come see some of my planets, like Aurelia, with me, Yahweh, and Joy, with me, Yahweh Elohim. And Ariel also did visit me also. As I did all of my ghostwriters for 400 years, the Bible would teach in the book of Genesis, around chapter 15, that your world would be a slave to Elohim for 400 years. I did that from 1604 to the year of 2004. That you are still a slave to my name, Yahweh God Elohim, the only creator of the word G-O-D. Me, Yahweh God Elohim. My ghostwriters was to teach my narratives of how much your world had lied about me. So I created another name, Isaac Corey Smith, Yahweh God Elohim, and your world created the Lysic Festival. And with my video camera and all the recorders of the Smithsonian Institute, you have recorded since October 3rd of 1977 till today, 2 days before New Year, what is this? April Fool's Day of 2023. Ooh. 40 years later, you have recorded all of your lies about me, Yahweh God Elohim, with the name Isaac Corey Smith and my name Jesus Christ, Lohem. Just to teach your world how much you have lied about me. And so AIDS and HIV was created for your world to collapse your immune system. That your creator did not create the English language. I am the creator of the English language, me, Yahweh Elohim. Your creator did not create the body, so it does not know what the five senses are. Your creator did not create air to breathe for you, nor water. Your creator did not create gravity or a human brain or a human heart for you. All right? And so since your world has been lying, lies. The Bible will tell you that the devil has been lying from the beginning. The only lie that the devil could ever tell is for the devil to say, I am God Elohim. For the nation of Israel, Yahweh is God, Yahweh. Those are people that wrote the Bible. So anyway, this is April Fool's now of 2023, and my ghostwriters of Ludwig van Beethoven, who became Gerald Wilson, and Grant Green, who is Isaac Smith with Calvin Trice Murphy, West Montgomery. We did do all of our things with zillion symbols, with my $1,000,000 deposited, and my logo Circle 7, which is the Channel 7 News logo, where they draw this little circle and put a number 7 as a little logo there. Yeah, and thank Kip McKean of Los Angeles Church of Christ in 1998, and the USC campus ministry over there with Pete Carroll, who was the football coach at USC, and UCLA with Coach Wooden that died over there when I was at the UCLA ministry. Thank you. I did put my name, Isaac Corey Smith, with God Yahweh and Bank of America in 1995, and I did put my name, Isaac Corey Smith of Yahweh God Elohim, in the Los Angeles Church of Christ with Wells Fargo in 1999. Thanks. And all your lies about the Lysic Festival. Yes. Just to record it with my video camera and auto recorders, how much you ghosts have died since 1938. Thank you. And my money says United States on it, not United States of America. That's the name of Aurelia. Thank you. America.